Hello, welcome to another video. This is the third attempt, or probably the 20th attempt of trying to film this. In this video I want to talk about cost, because something I noticed when I got into motorcycling was that even though it seems very cheap, it really isn't. And that's quite eye-opening. So I just want to go through the numbers just to help people understand that if it is something that you want to do, you do have to be aware that the costs really do start to spiral after a while. So we'll go all the way back to the beginning. Now, I decided to do my motorcycle test training a few months ago. I've been thinking about it for a few years, but a few months ago I decided to take the leap and do it. So I booked my CBT. Now my CBT was £200. I'm not sure if that's nationwide sort of set amount, so I just had to book it. I just had to book it? No. In case it's a different price somewhere else. Anyway, right. This is staying in, by the way, because... Right, so... It might be a nationwide set price, I'm not sure. But it was £200 for me. That's what I'm getting at, right? Right, we've done that bit. Right. So before I'd even touched anything to do with motorcycles, board sitting on my mates, it's 200 quid. Now, I could have just used their gear because they have everything you need to do your day's training. But for me, I decided that I wanted to go and get my own stuff, because then I had the incentive of, well, I've paid for it, I need to use it. I'm very, very weird like that. It's just, it takes us a while to convince myself to spend the money. When I spend the money, I spend it, obviously, but getting to that part takes a bit of a journey. Anyway, so I paid for my CBT, which was £200. I then went to a company called GNS. Now, you'll probably, if you're into motorcycles and everything, you'll know who GNS are, but if you're not, it's a branch shop, a bit like sports bike shop, who sell accessories and everything that you need motorcycling. I have got to say that the guy in GNS at Hamilton in Scotland, hands down, is unbelievable. He's so good at his job, by the way, so good. I walked in, explained my situation, told him that I'd never sat on a motorcycle, hadn't ridden one. Basically, I was doing this for the first time, and you know that I needed some guidance picking stuff out. First question was, what's your budget? Now, for me, when it comes to safety, budget doesn't really matter. But obviously, at the end of the day, everybody will have a sort of idea of what they want to spend. I sort of was in the frame of not going too crazy, but obviously I wanted to make sure I was protected. So we walked around the shop. First thing we'll go to is these things, the helmet. I paid 440, no, it might have been 500. It's 400 and something anyway, for this. The Chaser X. Yeah, Chaser X helmet. Nice helmet, I like it. Tried on a different few, and he didn't mind either. He genuinely didn't mind that we were going from one to the other to another. It was just like, whatever suits is good, right? And I thought that was great. So anyway, I ended up with this Chaser X. I got the dark visor included, but I got a clear visor as well. And I recommend, if you're going to do your CBT, turn up with a clear visor. Don't turn up with a dark visor, because they'll probably just laugh at you. So clear visor, both with pin lock. Although this one's hitty missy with foggy steaming up. I'm not quite sure. I do have the vents on the top here, but anyway, it's not a review of my gear. So helmet, and then I got my jacket, I got trousers, boots and gloves, and that all came to 800 and I think it was about 840 quid all in. So you're talking over £1,000 in costs for not even sitting on a motorcycle yet. That's quite a chunk, especially if you're trying to do it on a budget like I am filming these videos. I've got my wife's cheapy TikTok-y microphone on because I tried to do this video before and the wind was horrific. So now I've got my wife's, so I haven't done it. My wife has given me these microphones, so very grateful for that. And I've stole our tripod as well. And that's how you're getting this amazing view of this beautiful bike while seeing my ugly mug in the video as well. Anyway, right. So we're £1,000 in and we haven't sat on a motorcycle yet. So then the day of your CBT, I'm going to talk a little bit about that now. So if you're bored, fast forward, if you've even gotten this far in the video. The day of the CBT, I was absolutely petrified. Not going to lie. It is a lot to take in. There's a lot going on. You're not the only one that is there. There was 3 other people with me on that day. It was hot, even for back end of April. It was really hot in Scotland as well, which was a surprise. But it was a hot, very hot day, and there was 3 other people. 2 of the lads who were with us, they have got experience. There was one lad basically just renewing his CBT. He'd done it a couple of times, and another lad was just getting his CBT renewed to move house. Then there was me and a young lass that was there, and both of us had never had any experience on bikes before. Now I have to say credit where credit's due to my instructor, who had the patience of a saint, by the way, both with me and the lassie who hadn't done it before either, because nothing seemed to faze the guy. It was a really good day, actually, really good day in terms of his I don't know what the word is, his demeanour, I suppose. I guess that's the word. Brilliant for him, for us, from him, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So I stalled the bike 600 times, probably. I've no idea. It was a Sinus Terrain 125, quite a big chunky bike for just, yeah, there's a field over there, people on the field. So it's a big chunky bike for a 125. But yeah, I struggled all day with stalling it, going around the pad that they have, and I was fine. I felt confident with the manoeuvring and everything, but just pulling away was becoming a bit of a nightmare for us. And I genuinely thought I wasn't going to get my certificate at the end of the day because of that reason. But you have to remember that the CBT is basic training, all right? Very, very basic training. So it's not a case of they are looking for you to be a MotoGP rider by the end of the day. They are giving you a level of training that is to say, right, you are capable enough to go out on a bike by yourself and train and learn. So before my CBT, I had the brain of a peanut to think, well, actually, I'll do my CBT, 1 day training, and then what will happen is I'll be able to just jump on a big bike, do my mod 1, my mod 2, done. Couldn't have been further from the truth. Further from the truth. After I got home from doing my CBT, 1, I was absolutely shattered. I was so tired. It was unreal. I've done 15-hour shifts at work and I didn't feel as tired. That's how bad my CBT was, with like just trying to process everything, learn everything with biking. Crazy. So After my CBT, I realised I needed a bike. I'm just going to check that this microphone is still on. Yeah, I think we're still good. I think we are. So I needed a bike. So, as you'll have seen in my previous video, if you have watched it, if not, please do. Please go and have a look. And even if you just click on it, I get a view, and then smash the like button. That'll be fantastic. I hate begging, but beggars can't be choosers. So here I am. Right. I decided after my CBT I needed a bike. I had a look on the used market. Now, the problem with 125s is that everybody needs a bike, right? Everybody needs a 125 to get started. So it literally ended up where I was on Auto Trader, and some of these bikes, 2.5, 3 grand. Now, if you go on Auto Trader, you can pick up 650s for 3.5 grand. So I'm thinking, like, that's quite expensive for a used bike, beaten, dropped, miles on them, So I ended up buying a Kiwi RKS 125, previous video, for £2,000. So I've sat on a motorcycle for one day, and I'm already £3,000 into a budget that I didn't really have. Let's be honest. Just sort of a let's just do it type of idea. So I'm 3 grand in, and I get the bike. But one thing I love with CBTs, and one thing I love about the motorcycle idea of the training is that once you've got the bike, you can practice as much as you want. You're not waiting for a driving instructor to come with his car, or her car, sorry, to then go out for a couple of hours once a week, if you're lucky, twice a week or whatever, for them 2 hours, right? You're literally on the bike. You can come to places like this, wide open, and practice. And this is all I did around here. I just came around here and just practiced as much as I could. Kept stalling my new bike as well. Don't worry about that. That didn't change. That was great. So got the bike. I'm 3 grand in without insurance. So ring up about my insurance so I can come down here and practice as much as I want. And the insurance for the year for a 125 was £570, I think. Round about that, right? So with 3,000, so we're about 3,000, we'll just say 3,500 in, 3,700 in, right? With a 125. 11 horsepower. 3 grand. I mean, if you're trying to do this on a budget, 3 grand's a lot of money. So that was eye-opening for me, because don't get us wrong, on a 125, fuel economy is amazing, and I was filling the tank, and it was lasting us about 3 weeks going to work and back. So fuel economy wise, it was fantastic. But I'm £3,000 down now, right? So I decide after a couple of weeks that I definitely want to do my Mod 1 and Mod 2. So I ring the training school up that I've done my CBT with. Great bunch of lads, absolutely fantastic. And they talk us through the different options. Now, one of the options was to use my own bike for the training. Right, okay. £800. So £800 to use my own bike, obviously not this one, the 125, for training. Now that might be cheap, I don't know, I'm not sure. I've heard other prices where it's £1,200 for direct access or whatever, but £800. So with 3.5 grand in, we'll just say 3.5, £800, we're now past we're £4,300, right, with training, Mod 1 and Mod 2 tests. Now bear in mind, your Mod 1 is £15.50 and your Mod 2 is £75.50, I think, something like that, right? So about £100 for your 2 tests. So I'm paying £700 to use my own bike for some guy to follow us telling us I was doing it wrong. Or whatever. So £4,300 in. And bearing in mind I've done this in about 11, 12 weeks altogether from start to finish. That's a chunk to pull out, right? So where am I going with that? Yes. So £4,300 in. We now sit our mod 1, and luckily enough I pass it. Otherwise I would have had to resit and it would have cost us whatever. And then the following week jump in and do me mod 2 and I passed that, and luckily enough I didn't have to pay for a retest there either. But now obviously I'm looking at a bigger bike, so you end up spending more money. We're now into, you know, past 10 grand, £10,000 for your motorcycle license, really. Now you could say, well, you don't need a bigger bike, you don't need a brand new Royal Enfield, Dean. You can just go and get a used still 3 grand. So say for example we'll go down the route of not buying a brand new 125 and somebody wants a Honda, is it CB 125F or whatever they're called, whatever. I was looking at some of them 125s, they're 2.5, 3 grand because of the Honda branding. They're a good bike as well. So realistically you're still £4,000 in just on CBT alone, insurance and stuff like that, and you've got to pay say £3,000 for a second-hand big bike, for example. We're still tipping 10 grand, right? Motorcycle cost. So if you're watching this video about doing your CBT, I would say do it, but make sure you're ready for your bank account to just drop a bit. Now obviously I haven't bought this bike outright, you know what I mean? I'm not a bloody millionaire or anything like that. Finance deals and stuff. But when it comes to your gear, I bought my gear outright. I paid for my CBT outright. I paid for me mod tests and everything outright. Do you know what I mean? So that's took a massive chunk. And as far as gear, I know some people, when I was obviously going back into the training centre and stuff like that, they were talking about how they were going to get the gear after they'd done the CBT and everything like that. Well, yeah, that's fine. I mean, you could probably go on Facebook Marketplace or eBay or anywhere like that and find maybe some used gear, used jackets, used trousers and things. That makes it a little bit cheaper, I guess. But still, it still mounts up. It still just, you know, fundamentally becomes a higher number all the time. And it's when you're trying to do things on a budget and you're trying to just obviously see and feel your way into this. For example, for me, I felt my way into this. I didn't really, it wasn't something, oh yes, I want to do it. It was like, nah, I'll give it a go. I'll see if I like it, you know? And I've ended up now really buying this thing. But yeah, so that's the point of this today, is just to, you know, see or tell yous that it creeps up, the price of things, it just creeps a little bit, you know. Just be careful if you are trying to do this on a budget. Just watch, because, you know, if you buy a used bike, for example, you're going to have to tax it. The Kiwi on the road price was £2,000. I don't think the tax for 125 is very much, but the tax for that's 127 a year. So you've got to take that into account, you know. You've got insurance for this as well after that. So and insurance is where, especially if you're younger, I'm assuming you're going to be paying a hefty price for that. So just, I just wanted to do this video anyway, just for that, just to basically, you know, show that or tell you, sorry, the cost of things, because you don't realize until you actually start writing it down just how much things start to cost. So yeah, if you're trying to do your CBT, or if you're trying to get into motorcycling on a budget, really shop around, really have a look, because it does just start chipping away. But yeah, thanks for watching this one again. If you have, I appreciate it. Like I said, hit the like button, because why not? And thanks, cheers, appreciate it.